The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello, this is TVWAN News. I'm Maricela Kelaton.
And I'm Rex Lita. Join me for sports and weather later in the bulletin.
In this edition, Medan opens National Maritime Office, Butiban Primary desperate for infrastructure, and Lahani shock wigmen. It was a significant event as crowds turned up in numbers at the Bates Oval to witness the official opening of the National Maritime Safety Authority office in Madang. The town welcomed Transport and Civil Aviation Minister and member for Namatanai Open, Walter Schnobelt. Minister Schnobelt shared similar sentiments as the regional MP that NMSA's roles and functions within the province has been very poor.
In his welcome speech, Madang Governor Ramsey Pariwa acknowledged the minister and other high-profile dignitaries present to witness the official opening of the National Maritime Safety Authority office. He made mention that Papua New Guinea is a maritime country and Madang province is no different. Madang has 6 districts and 4 of them are maritime districts. Governor Pariwa continued on by stating that over the course of the years, there has been a lack of presence by the NMSA within the province.
How effective work for National Maritime Safety Authority inside the province. Long time to us. Mi plano looking sample facility. Na kamblo minister. Lo camera talk. So good lo mi bla lo one walk. When national government make a plan lo making. Lo work for National Maritime Safety Authority inside the province. Today I'm one significant time. When mi bla kisi we come. Na mi plano master.
The governor was bold enough to state that the NMSA's roles and functions within the province has been very poor, especially in line with performing its functions and policy implementation for a very long time. As a consequence, he stated that this has caused so much goods and belongings have been lost, cargoes and monies being stolen, and countless lives have been lost. However, he now has confidence that with the presence of the minister, this could change for the better.
Failure belong implementing National Maritime Safety Authority functions inside the province and result the loss of 20 life through. Me can talk to minister. Inside the Madang, 20 life through or lose no Solwara. People blaming the Raikos. People blaming the Sunkar. People blaming the Madang will get down in Trevor or Solwara. Plenty time, natural disaster may come up. Incidental Sam. Both mishap capside, both lose, long natural cause, na both pagarapo lose, long sea piracy.
Minister Snowbelt shared the same sentiments regarding the struggles and perils of maritime provinces, as he also comes from one, New Island province, whilst addressing the crowd. He stated that Madang province would be the 3rd office so far open this week. He also congratulated Madang for achieving a milestone and announced that this would become the regional office for Momase. Minister Snowbelt is fully supportive of any development projects within the ministry, and currently they are working towards rectifying the Small Craft Acts.
As Minister, I'm always keen to support any development projects in the maritime space, especially if these are to support our people living in the coastal areas, no outer islands, blue me inside the country, what we calling Papua New Guinea. In my short time as minister, I've been kept abreast long all development policy initiative, you may go pass long in, especially the side law merchant shipping bill that is soon be presented to the floor of the parliament. Lo maybe next section, but when we kisim now, parliament lo talk right long in. Only call him lo English rectification.
The minister encouraged all key players within the maritime space to take ownership of infrastructures and developments occurring so that maritime space is ensured.
Meantime, Governor Pariwas said Madang is currently leading statistics for missing persons, lost goods and properties by sea transport, especially on small crafts. Outlining the failure of the National Maritime Safety Authority, Governor Pariwas said that the Provincial Executive Council has embarked on rectifying approaches by appointing the Medan Provincial Small Crafts Board.
Madang one blob long all. Provinces in long. Country emi bungim. Big plan nambablo. Both to lose no solwara. I think mami togol sam. Madang emi lead. Statistics na data blong emi sui mol sam. Boat loose, life loose, cargo loose, no solwara and big plan Madang number 1 in the country. I'm sorry, Minister.
Pariwa is now happy that NMSA has presence in the province and can look into maritime issues in the 4 maritime districts, Bogia, Sumka, Madang and Rai Coast. Having the Provincial Small Crafts Board in place is a bonus in addressing these challenges.
Now, Madam Provincial Government, Emilak and Sorim na making sure that safety belong traveling public lo solwara. Number 1, first and foremost, Miblamas. Look out him, maintain him. Safety belong all. Now we come and safety, nothing, na lose na number of big riot. Now, Madam Provincial Government taking first step, put him small crab board. Look forward. Address him, reduce him. Lose solwara, see incidents.
Pariwas stressed that NMSA and the Small Crafts Board must align their work to curb the alarming statistics on maritime incidents.
Madam Provincial Government, now I'm by giving him all the necessary support and assistance. Equal a Small Craft Board in terms of funding, in terms of whatever assistance in our provincial government he can give him. Me assure Minister, one of Secretary, me look support him. Work the small craft. Now me also. Meaning provincial government look work one time in collaboration, in partnership, one time National Maritime Safety Authority. So that Mibla must reduce him number. Blow loose come up solwara, na Mibla increase him. Safety. I must come up with number 1. Lo all get a boat blow Mibla time Mibla walk about to solwara.
Minister for Transport and Civil Aviation Walter Schnobelt said that in 2022 alone, Medan registered 15 maritime incidents. However, it is alarming to note that so far for 2023, maritime incidents recorded are at 15. They're mostly reported incidents of missing persons and boats. The governor encouraged the Small Crafts Board to ensure all strategies and systems are in place, including having small crafts registered with GPS. He also wants the traveling public to take heed of safety measures when traveling or planning to travel. Apart from the Small Craft Board, the provincial government intends to introduce other boards to ensure government policies and protocols are being implemented. On Sunday, August 13, Administrator Samantha Power announced USAID's new support to provide life-saving assistance to Papua New Guinea. Significant initiatives announced include the opening of a USAID country representative office, over 17 million kina in new humanitarian assistance to support preparedness and respond to volcanic activity, over 4 million kina to power solar mini-grids and strengthen response to HIV/AIDS.
And today's presence of Ms. Power is to indicate to us the completeness of U.S. presence in our country. It's not just in security or not just in government-to-government relationship or security and defense cooperation, but in every aspect of our relationship with USA. Today's arrival and today's meeting really indicates to that the fullness of our relationship with USA in terms of people to people, government to government, business to business, And today is a conversation on, more importantly, people-to-people engagement. And I just want to welcome you to PNG.
In turning what had been a regional satellite office here in Papua New Guinea into a full-fledged country office, we will have more resources, including funding and staff, to invest here in Papua New Guinea, as well as in the Solomon Islands and Vanuatu.
A dedication ceremony was held for over 200 new police cadets and recruits at the Bomana Center of Excellence in Port Moresby today. They are part of the 500 selected applicants who will undergo police training programs under the 2023 recruitment exercise.
222 new recruits will undergo police training program following the 2023 recruitment exercise. A dedication ceremony was hosted for them today at the Bomana Center of Excellence. Deputy Police Commissioner Joanne Clarkson said the new recruits have been trained to be police officers and as responsible and respectful men and women. She said this is a new chapter for the recruits. DPC Clarkson urged them to be agents of change when serving the community. Minister for National Security Peter Samalili Jr. told the new recruits that they have made an important decision to serve the state and they must serve it diligently. The training they will receive is the foundation. Tracy Pa, TVWAN News.
TVWAN News continues when we return. Stay with us.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSP Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase easy paid units wherever you are. Visit your BSP branch today to register now for BSP Mobile Banking. BSP Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSP, our bank, our people.
Wanna know to win a Scale Rice Matchy Pack? Scale Rice is giving away hundreds of really scale prizes for that Scale weekend. Prizes include over 200 Scale Rice Nambi set, over 190 Scale Rice Eskies, 44 JBL speakers with 2 wireless mics. To enter, buy any Scale Rice or Ori Rice product, write your name and contact details at the back of the receipt, drop in the entry box. There's 116 winners fortnightly, 16 promo locations and 4 fortnightly draws. Time to all.
More details in store or follow us on our social pages. Terms and conditions apply.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo and milk taste and added nutrients, Milo and milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Find PNG made.
Open lens.
Right across the nation, we eat snack crackers. Any truba. All get a young planalapun, only like him snacks crackers. Only make him here, no PNG, one-time lay biscuit company. It's crunchy and tasty. It's irresistible.
Challenge for a World Heavyweight Championship match right here. Oh! Here comes the man. Oh my God!
And everybody loves Seth freaking Rollins. How do you like that, Tonga?
Welcome back. Established in 1951, Butibam Primary School is one of the oldest schools in Morbe Province. Its age shows in its neglected infrastructure that is infested with termites, posing a risk to teachers and students.
One of the oldest schools in Ley Morbe Province is the Butibam Primary School. Established in 1951, the school mostly caters to children from the Bumbu settlement and a handful from nearby Butibam village, Gravel and Chinatown. Currently, the school has 877 students and only 26 teachers. Some of its classrooms have been closed off due to the damage caused by termite infestation. Deputy head teacher Asa Thompson said they had renovations done and the Japan International Cooperation Agency built a duplex classroom a few years ago. However, termites have also damaged these wooden structures. Thompson said Butibam Primary was supposed to have 4 streams of grade 8, but due to the damages, they had to cordon off some classrooms and reduce to 3 streams. This means they now have up to 50 students in a classroom.
We need more classrooms and we need more teachers. When we have more classrooms, we have more teachers, roll out the standard base and I go good straight. Because enough students, enough teachers, balance, learning will take place. Students and teachers ratio is not balanced. We've got more than 50 students in a class. And teachers ratio to students are not balanced. But due to the fact that the pre-education didn't come up, we cannot turn the students away. We might be charged for that soon.
One of the grade 3 classrooms had its walls replaced by cardboards. Grade 3 teacher Dorothy Kewa has been teaching there for 5 years now since graduating from Balob Teachers College. The mother of 2 from Western Highlands Province bought the cardboards for 25 toya each to replace the walls that have fallen off. She has no curriculum to work with and has put together students' tables to create her own workspace. She uses her children's reading books, which she buys at second-hand shops, to teach her students. Apart from that, teachers at Butibam Primary do not have a staff room. Instead, they put chairs outside their classrooms or wherever they can to relax or catch up with work. Staff and surrounding communities have outlined a lack of leadership at the administration level, which has resulted in a lack of discipline at the student level, low academic performance, deteriorating infrastructure, and no proper teaching and learning materials. Just like Kewa, teachers have to meet the expenses of teaching and learning materials, as well as renovate their own homes, which are also infested with termites, an unacceptable situation for a school that is located within Ley City. They are calling on the Morbe Provincial Education Board to address the school's long-standing issue. Salome Vincent, TV1 News.
And now the finance news. The kina closed unchanged at $0.2790 US in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2715 US, $0.4153 Australian dollars, $0.2405 euro, and 38.98 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, all closed today lower. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, ASX closed lower, and all ordinaries closed lower as well. You're watching TV1 News. We'll be back with more after the break.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase easy paid units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
He says the best Hunters players come from his region. So does she. But there's one thing that brings everyone together. SB Lager, Bunyamyumi.
Hiya, Mama. You wait time, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Add your kakaro, get up and big smile on face. Time for kim chicken, a great food too. Sip sip the moo, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
When you're spending time with family, when you've got a big day ahead, when you have given it all you've got, when you're putting on a feast, that's when you want the best. That's when you want flame rice. New flame rice. Win him, Olgeta.
Beauty is my business, but beauty sure is a tough game. Filters are great, but great skin, better. And that's why my skin deserves the best. So I choose self-care, soaps that gently nourish my skin, resulting in a radiant look, made with tropical ingredients. I trust self-care from City Pharmacy, so bring it on! My skin is ready and so am I.
Welcome back in regional news. With its vast network of canals, Bangkok has been called the Venice of the East. And just like the Venice, Bangkok is sinking. Thailand's low-lying capital and its 11 million residents are under threat from rising sea levels and more intense monsoon seasons.
Years ago, this Buddhist temple was the centre of a small village near Bangkok, but today it stands alone.
If we didn't have barriers around us, we wouldn't be able to have the temple here because the waves would have washed the soil away.
Coastal erosion and rising sea levels are swallowing the shoreline of Bangkok and its neighbouring provinces. These power poles are the only signs a village was even here. Many locals have been forced to move. Only 4 students remain at this primary school.
The school used to be in front of the temple, but it's been moved back 3 times, so now the school is behind the temple.
Fast developing low-lying Bangkok was already sinking by 1 to 2 centimetres a year from subsidence. Climate change has brought more intense rainfall and rising sea levels.
The whole Bangkok will be finished in the next 100 years, will be underwater. This is a scientific, it's not a fortune teller.
Coastal communities feel abandoned.
We're only about 30 kilometres from the centre of Bangkok here, but it's far enough to be out of sight and out of mind for politicians. And there are no roads for the final few Ks, so we've had to come in by bike.
Sopin Jindapon's lost 160 acres of her land already. She's had to demolish her home and rebuild on stilts.
It was flooding so often I could not live there anymore. I had to build a new house and lift the floor above the water level.
Bangkok authorities are working on drainage solutions, but say they can't battle climate change alone.
That's why we need some master plan for how to prevent the seawater rising. And this master plan should be honoured by every government that comes in.
A new federal coalition is still being negotiated following May's election, but it's hoped whoever ends up in power will prioritise projects to save the city and the shore.
The death toll from the Maui fires is now at 93, officials have said, making it the deadliest U.S. wildfire in more than a century. The scale of the damage came into sharper focus on Saturday as search teams with cadaver dogs sifted through the ruins of Lahaina, 4 days after a fast-moving blaze leveled the historic resort town, obliterating buildings and melting cars. The wildfire is Hawaii's first natural disaster in history. Governor Josh Green warned at a news conference on Saturday afternoon that the death toll would continue to rise as more bodies were discovered. State and federal agencies are working to aid those who survived. The box office hit Barbie has sparked interest in the vintage dolls, and an avid collector is warning new fanfare of the risk of buying fake dolls.
One of the biggest surprises from the movie, the most recent movie that has put Barbie into the spotlight, is that Alan has become a superstar. So with Alan, in the movie, he's a very endearing, very humorous character. Previously, he was a doll that was very much overlooked. People kind of glanced sideways and said, oh, he's more of Ken's friend, they might have a bit of a relationship there, very naughty connotations. But really, with Alan now, he's the doll that everybody wants in their collection. The Barbie movie has really had a very interesting effect on doll collecting. It's brought more awareness to Barbie and the story of Barbie and the characters in the Barbie movie. What's happening now is that the old original Barbie dolls are being put more into the spotlight. There's always been collectors, but recently I saw that one Barbie #1 has gone for in excess of 40,000 American dollars. There's scamming more often now due to the Barbie movie and the incredible popularity of Barbie and Barbie's family. It's really important that you know what you're buying, and particularly be careful if you're buying online and you can't touch and hold and feel the doll. With collectability of dolls, what we're looking for is original clothes, and you can see by the graphics on the box that that is his original outfit there. So this Ken doll is about as mint as a Ken doll can be. When I first collected dolls, I thought I was a bit strange. And then you go to a doll club and you realise there's a lot of strange people. And then you go online and you realise that there's hundreds and hundreds of doll clubs that are all involved in different types of dolls. So you're really making worldwide friendships out of dolls.
20 families whose dream homes in Adelaide's south have turned into living nightmares finally have cause to celebrate. The SA government will build them a road, ensuring new builders can take over from the failed developers.
List of reasons these families have been stuck in construction hell, one stands out.
Some peanut has, in a ill-thought-through way, put a trench through the middle of the road in a way that has clearly disrupted services that are already in place.
Work on the O'Halloran Hill estate has been at a standstill since the collapse of SA builder Felmary Homes earlier this year. But with no road, other builders can't access the site. Jess Harrison signed her contract 3 years ago, and the costs have been adding up.
We're paying council rates, body corporate fees, emergency services and water, on top of rent and current living expenses. So financially it has been a big burden.
Taxpayers will come to the rescue, funding a road at a cost of $1 million.
We can start to move on now after more than 3 years. And, you know, there's a light at the end of the tunnel now.
The government says it'll now work to prevent similar incidents.
These are people's homes. These are their dreams, these are their aspirations. Hard-working people just want to be able to live that out and not be left short-changed because of a builder's collapse.
Let's hope that the angst and the pain that people have gone through to get to today, get to this solution, is worth it.
From one housing crisis to another, protesters rallied outside a disused block of social housing units in the CBD.
The shortage of public housing is 17,000 people. There is drastic, immediate action that is needed in the public housing sector.
It infuriates me when people are going without a home, or when people are rough sleeping, or when people are in housing stress and not having an affordable home to live in.
The government says it's already had discussions with the private owners about the future of the site.
The remote Northern Territory town of Tennant Creek has long suffered from crime and poverty. So when a new youth center was built in 2020, it was hoped the multi-million-dollar project would help keep children safe and off the streets. But 3 years on, the center still hasn't opened its doors, leaving the community waiting.
As a war zone. Boarded up, empty shops. The town's poorest live in tin shacks with no power or water. One building, the Tennant Creek Youth Centre, stands out shiny and new, but it's never opened its doors.
You just walk around dead in this town, walk in laps.
Billed as a safe space with a computer room, pool tables and a Ninja Warrior obstacle course, these kids say it would fill a void in a town with little else to do.
I would go there. I'll kick around with all the boys and all that. Have fun there.
Yeah, I'll probably go and shoot some hoop with the boys, yeah.
Completely built but locked up for almost 2 years, this community leader had hoped it would be a silver bullet to a growing problem: crime.
Keeping those kids active and busy at the youth centre, till, I don't know, early hours of the morning. If you go downtown later on, it's like a war zone. We've got all our buildings closed up.
When it comes to young people, we often talk about justice reinvestment, and investing in a youth centre such as the one in Tennant Creek is an opportunity to deliver a whole range of programs.
Over the past year, house break-ins are up almost 50%. Break-ins to businesses up more than 66%, a fact the man knows all too well.
I went to Canberra, and while I'm talking to the Prime Minister of Australia, my wife is messaging saying that they're breaking into my house.
It's the council's responsibility to staff and run this facility, but so far funding has only been secured for the next 5 years, and attracting workers and finding them somewhere to live is a big problem in this town.
To have a Ninja Warrior course doesn't mean that you can just stand there. You have to be trained in circus, aerobics, and even get a rigger's licence. What we want is we want to make it legit.
The centre also needs an occupancy certificate, but the NT government and the council are hopeful it'll be open by the end of the year.
The New South Wales government has overhauled the previous government's tax arrangements for Sydney's Star Casino, arguing thousands of jobs were at risk if it didn't do so.
A temporary tax reprieve, saying the taxes proposed by the previous government would have meant that the Star would have to close their Sydney operation and thousands of jobs would be lost. The Treasurer Daniel Mookhey today, when announcing the decision, said that the government couldn't tax a dead business. The government is putting in place a 7-year transitional levy until 2030 and lowering the increase on taxes for poker machine profits. In return, the Star will guarantee about 3,000 jobs over the next 6 years, and the union will be verifying their compliance with that commitment. The Treasurer Daniel Mookhey says that if the Star's revenue goes up, their taxes will also increase. He says that the Coalition's proposed tax of 60.7% on poker machine profits would have meant that the Star's operations would have become unviable. This is a little bit of what he had to say earlier.
Should we not reach agreement with Crown, and the government reserves the option to introduce legislation to make that change as well. In terms of what is next, we will be having those conversations with Crown, and we will equally be paying close attention to the Star's financial position over the next 2 years.
The context for all of this is that the Star has appeared to be in a difficult financial position recently. In April, they announced they'd be cutting 500 jobs from their Sydney and Gold Coast casinos and freezing salaries and cancelling executive bonuses. Last year, they were also issued with a $100 million fine and licence suspension for failing to prevent criminal activity. The Treasurer says that the Star will be paying more tax than it does now, about $54 million more over 4 years.
And back home, the Mountain Dew One Squad dancers are back in Port Moresby after taking part in the World Hip Hop Championship. They made it to the finals. One Squad described this as an unreal experience.
One Squad arrived to a welcome reception of family and friends at the Jackson's International Airport today. They had made the finals at the World Hip Hop Championship in the United States. Team leader David Cheese said the team had been preparing for this event for a very long time, and for them to made it through to the finals, it is a big achievement for them. Cheese said the team finished in 4th place in the previous championship challenge. For the team to finish in the top 4 is a great achievement. Pei Ning, the mastermind behind this achievement, said One Squad committed to their training, and this is the reward for their hard work. He said the team would have finished in the top 3 or higher. The One Squad coach said judges were thorough and detailed in their assessment and analysis so that the best team won. While the team considers this as a big achievement, and they will still aim to be best, they are not done yet. One Squad acknowledged sponsors, family and friends for the immense support. They will be travelling to Australia this October for their next dance challenge to defend their title.
You're watching TV1 News. Sports is next. Stay tuned.
It's in the highs and in the lows. It's in the big things and the small things too. It's hard to put into words, but you'll know it when you see it. Terrain Tamer, when quality counts.
Are you ready to meet the best version of yourself? The one with the bright, confident smile? You've got to take pride in how good you look, how fresh your breath smells, and how great you feel. To boss it at work, to be your best for uni, or to catch the eye of that special someone. You've got to brush up your vibe with whiter, healthier, brighter teeth. Brush up for confidence with Colgate.
Australia's favorite chef is taking you around the world to meet amazing people.
Teach me how to make this one.
Experience delicious food.
Bon appetit.
And discover the most incredible flavors.
Yum. Nice.
This is a culinary expedition on a budget.
50 rupees. That's a deal. Whoa.
Cheers. Around the world with Mano Fidel. A brand new series coming soon on Outdoor.
Well, folks, after literally years of negotiation between the Fan and the management of Steve Menzies, we have secured the great man for the show. Welcome to the Fan.
This is all going through my head, and then all of a sudden he passes it back. Oh, my God.
Today we have enlisted the help of Panthers co-captain and superstar halfback.
When you've kicked it well, you usually know, and especially on the chip kicks, I usually know.
Thanks to Nathan Cleary, invaluable insight for the fans out there, for the kids out there.
พวกเราเนี่ยชอบกินมากๆแต่พวกเราทำอาหารไม่เก่งเลยค่ะมีคนแล้ว
เราเลยเชิญเชฟแนวหน้าของประเทศไทยมาสอนเราโดยเฉพาะเลยครับเราจะมาทำโอมาคาเซ่ต้มยำกุ้งฮอกไกโดสกอร์ลอปแกงปูใบชะคราม
Not so good
เราทำกับข้าวเป็นแล้วจริงๆนะเปลือก
Mark, Kim and Chef premieres Friday, August 18th, 7 p.m. on HBO.
Welcome to the Johns Family Podcast, people.
Sure did.
What are you laughing at? I just thought of something. I don't feel like dancing. On that note, guys, have a good week. We'll speak to you next month.
You're watching TVWAN News. In sports, the 2022 Digicel Cup premiers Croton Hella Wigmen have been eliminated out of the 2023 Digicel ExxonMobil Cup finals race by a determined Bintango Goroka Lahanis outfit 14-8 in front of a packed crowd at the Santos National Football Stadium on Sunday. Lahanis going into the match with the underdog tag would credit their defensive result for holding out the Wigmen's big forward pack in the second half to seal the gutsy win.
From a 10-8 lead at the break, the Charlie Wabo coach side were resolute in their defense, forcing Wigman's attacking prowess into multiple handling errors. Lahanis, led by veteran captain Charlie Buka, at dummy half stayed in the grind and persisted throughout the contest that frustrated their opponents, much to the delight of their parochial white and red army of supporters. After some good exchanges by both teams, in the opening minutes, it was Buka showing his elusiveness out of dummy half to put his team in front 6-0.
Charlie Buka, he will score! Just like that, a little footwork and slams the ball down. Lahani is on the board first up.
Lahani's resilience in attack caught the Wigmen's defense napping again from a dummy half play. This time it was full-back Dozan Oyato crossing beside the post to push Lahanis further in front 10-0.
Show and go! Try number 2! Lahani is on fire!
Wigmen were able to wrestle some momentum back this time, crossing in back-to-back fashion with tries to 5-8 Tony Wamin and Andrew Solo to trail 8-10 until half-time.
Wamin again is show and go, he will score, and now he's back. Now they go back towards the short side. Solomon Pukari shows one way and then gets the ball out, and it's that man, Andrew Solo.
Lahani's early scoring form continued in the second stanza when veteran winger Amos Kafare crossing in the left corner for a 14-8 score line that would eventually decide the outcome Lahani's favour. It was a heartbreaker for the defending champions, who appeared to have saved the worst for last at the back of a 6-game winning spree. Lahanis now proceed to this weekend's minor semi-final against the Gurias. An elated Lahanis coach Wabo appeared lost for words after their win.
Impressed with the performance the boys they put in on this afternoon. They against the biggest, strongest side. And, the boys happy with their defense. Yeah.
We capitalized on our advantage and black team, and then we build up from there. So eventually, we become the winners. Winning last year premier.
Terry Longboot, TV1 Sports.
East New Britain Egg Rabaul Gurias, the 2022 Digicel Cup Grand Final runners-up, showed great resilience and character to hold out traditional rivals PRK Mandy Muruks in a nail-biting 2 points buffer 28-26 to advance to the second round of elimination finals this weekend. Gurias got off a flyer, dominating the first half with powerful centre and man of the match Alex Max, scoring a double before Muruks clawed their way back into the contest, only to fall short by 2 points.
After the heartbreaking 22-12 loss to Muruks without head coach Francis Ray back in round 14, Eastern Britain men took to the Santos National Football Stadium with a plan to tame Muruks' early surge, especially physical dominance and aggression, a technique they used to unsettle their opponents. However, from an early attacking move inside Guria's half, saw right winger and former Guria Terry Wapi diving over the right corner to score what looked to be a controversial try, though he had a foot on the white line for an early lead 6-0.
And Terry Wapi claims a try.
On the counter, Gurias, led by veteran number 6 Ase Boas, got into their groove finally and explored their options on the edges that eventually paid off with a try to exciting back rower turn centre Alex Max, who powered his way over for Gurias to hit the front 8-6 plus an early penalty kicked by Ase Boas.
Passing his way over, and he celebrates before the referee awards a try.
Gurias dominated possession for the best part of the half, but squandered a number of scoring chances before man of the match Alex Max showed some silky footwork and power to cross for his second to take the lead 12-6.
He will score, no stopping from there. Too good, back-to-back tries from the Gurias number 4.
From a Guria mistake inside their own half, Muruks took the offer with both hands to hit back through their gun centre, Clint Lama, to close out the first half 12-10 in Guria's favour.
As soon as they walk the short side again, grandstand side. This time it's Clint Lama.
Gurias came out of the sheds after the break, showing some sting in their attack. This time replacement forward Johnson Simon with a perfect flick pass back to his halfback Wesley Batari to score, later confirmed by the bunker for an 18 points to 10 lead.
Opponents, but anyway, the Gurias now working it back towards that left side. Good hands there. Batari trying to set up support play, inside. Batari again. How did he do that? Johnson, a miracle.
From a slick attacking raid inside Muruks' quarter, it was former Muruks number 1 Dixon Pipi setting up Max on the left for his hat-trick, 24-10.
Towards the left, that's where they go. Batari, first receiver. Great movement of the ball there as Alex Max goes over. He's scoring a hat-trick this afternoon as he goes over for his third.
A deft kick into Gurias in goal by Jerry Joe resulted in a Muruks try by Max Valley to mount a comeback 16-24 with 22 minutes to go.
Really struggling for some points this time. They might find a try on this left edge.
Korea's patience and resilience paid off again with fullback Dixon Pippi sending a beautiful lollipop pass away for his winger Chris Benjamin to make it a 28-16 scoreline.
Beautiful pass. They will score. Chris Benjamin.
Muruks were kept in the game with a number of calls going in their favor, resulting in back-to-back tries to John Kerepa and Kaupa Kumul, but left wanting after the conversion missed.
It will score. Kaupa Kumul
proceed to face Lahanis in the minors semi next Sunday. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
The fancied Harlequins are through to the grand final after snatching the win against Defence Rugby Union over the weekend. Harleys came well prepared with big game experience. They took advantage of the opportunities and converted them into points. Harleys converted 3 of 5 conversions to go along with an unconverted try to finish on 14 points. Defence lost its composure and were put under enormous scoreboard pressure. This forced them to cause uncharacteristic errors, although there were some glimpses of succeeding. Harlequins will now meet Kramausenko brothers on August 19th at the Santos National Football Stadium in a grand final rematch, just like last year. After visiting PNG and opening the upgraded PNG football stadium in Port Moresby, FIFA President Gianni Infantino has departed the country today to Australia, where he will be witnessing the FIFA Women's World Cup semi-finals. Infantino was warmly welcomed by members of the PNG Football Association in a reception at the PNG Football Stadium. There, he was officially inaugurated the upgraded stadium. FIFA President Gianni Infantino opened the upgraded PNG Football Stadium on Sunday on his visit to PNG. Infantino was pleased to be in Port Moresby to carry out this important feat. He congratulated the PNG government and the PNG Football Association, led by President John Capinato, and all those involved in providing young girls and boys opportunities to pursue their dreams through playing the beautiful game of football. Minister for Sports Don Pollier and Prime Minister James Marape joined the PNG FA in welcoming the FIFA president. Infantino's visit to PNG ended with a friendly football match to officially open the PNG Football Stadium. The FIFA president will visit Fiji next. He is touring Pacific Island countries who are members of the Oceania Football Federation. He returns to Australia today for the Women's FIFA World Cup semi-finals. The Papua New Guinea duo Edwin Ipape and Lachlan Lamb were instrumental in the Lay Leopards Challenge Cup triumph against Hull KR. The victory was Lay's first Challenge Cup title win since 1971, with Lachlan Lamb's father Adrian Lamb coaching the side to victory. The Kumul number 7 scored a try and was superb with boots. His Golden Points field goal gave the Leopards 17-16 points victory, breaking the Leopards Challenge Cup drought of over 50 years in the hunt for a cup title. For this, Lachlan will be remembered by the club and its long-suffering fans. While this may be a fitting reward for the young halfback, his dummy half played a pivotal role in his victory. Edwin Ipape made equal contribution in the Challenge Cup triumph with his quick delivery out from the ruck area. That ends the sports segment. Here is the weather for the next 24 hours.
This has been another edition of TV1 News. I'm Mary Silla Kelaton.
And I am Rex Lita. Bye for now.
The TV1 News was proudly brought to you by BSP, our bank, our people.